Hello, it's me, Blossom, from the Powerpuff Girls. And today, we're going to talk you about a tribute to our favorite child actress, Judith Barsi. And to anyone who hates this child actress, your opinion will be respected as long as you respect mine. Oh, and one more thing that I'm going to say this. This is a very tragic story of our favorite child actress, Judith Barsi. So if you like this video, subscribe to TMT the Sesame Street Fan 2004 channel. If you know or don't know what Judith Barsi is, please comment on below. Or if you don't either like to or want to watch this video, please ignore it. I'm just saying though. So anyways, let's get started to this video. Enjoy the show.
Man. I can't believe that my favorite child actress named Judith Barsi has died. I miss her so much. Do you guys remember Judith Barsi? Oh, yeah? We remember her. She was an beautiful talent's awesome child actress who appears from her 1980s commercials, 80s movies such as Jaws, The Revenge, which we hate that movie so much because it's the worst movie of all time, Fatal Vision, which is a true story about a doctor convicting by murdered his wife and children. Which Fatal Vision was a very unforgettable NBC miniseries. And other movies that Judith Barsi appear. Also, she even appear from her TV shows that I like, such as Growing Pains, Punky Brewster, and other TV shows that she appear. She later voices two characters in her last two animated film, such as Ducky from The Land Before Time, and Anna Maria from All Dogs Go to Heaven, which are one of my favorite Don Bluth movies of all time. Her voice are so extremely cute. Her commercials are awesome. Her movies and TV shows are so awesome, except the movie from Jaws, The Revenge. And her last two animated films that she voiced, Ducky and Anna Maria, are awesome as well. I still love her very much. It's all very sad that she, Judith Barsi, and her mother, Maria Barsi, has been murdered by his father, Joseph Barsi. One of my top worst person on the entire planet. On Wednesday morning in July 27, 1988, firemen found Judith and her mother, Maria's body found murdered by their father, Joseph Barsi. Then Joseph set them on fire, which made the whole entire house on fire. Went into the garage, and took his own life. What the hell? Why would Joseph Barsi do such a thing to one of my favorite child actress? How could Joseph Barsi love for his family come to end in violence and death? If you don't know why this is a sad video, I will tell you a story about this. Anyways, let's start this sad story about our favorite child actress. Judith Eva Barsi, June 6, 1978, July 25, 1988. Was an American child actress. She was born on Tuesday, June 6, 1978, to her expecting parents, Joseph Istvan Arizona Joe Barsi and Marina Agnes Virovic, who were Hungarian immigrants. Maria once dreamed of becoming an actress, but never succeeded. She later dreamed that Judith would become a star, and at the age of 2, Maria began grooming her daughter to become an actress, despite her brother, Joseph Weldon's insisting that she shouldn't due to it being very expensive. Eventually, at the age of 5, she was discovered at an ice skating rink, mistaken for a 3-year-old. Her first appearance was on a Donald Duck orange juice commercial, and her first TV film was in Fatal Vision, playing the 3-year-old version of the diaper-clad toddler Kimberly McDonald, but was 6 years old when at the time of the film's transmission. She was small in stature and often played characters younger than her actual age. When she was in 4th grade, she was earning approximately $100,000 a year, which helped her family buy a 3-bedroom house. Sadly, as she became more and more famous, Joseph became abusive and paranoid that Judith and Maria would leave him. As stated by Judith's half-sister, Aggie, Joseph suffered social rejection from the other kids and teachers at his school in Hungary for his Hungarian accent due to not knowing his father, most likely leading Joseph to hate his mother for allowing his father to abandon him, causing him to view all women as whores. He married his first wife, Clara, and she and her older brother, Barna, were born. Joseph began to abuse them, and Clara and the children escaped to Arizona. Though he tried to reconcile with his family, Clara filed a divorce case after he threw a frying pan at her in a drunken rage. Despite this, Judith stayed strong and hung out with her friends. One time, when the Barsi family held a party, Joseph was so angry when Judith was getting too much attention from their guests. After the party, Joseph angrily grabbed Judith by her ponytail and yanked her to the floor and beat her up. He later gave a small pink television set to apologize for the incident. In December 1986, Maria reported Joseph's abuse to the police, and also informed them that he choked and struck her. However, the police found no physical signs of abuse, and they abandoned their investigation. Afterwards, Maria decided not to press charges against her husband. Despite stopping his drinking habit, Joseph continued to abuse them. In the summer of 1987, before Judith and Maria left for the Bahamas to shoot Jaws the Revenge, Joseph threatened Judith with a large kitchen knife and put it against her throat, hissing and screaming like a little girl. "If you and your mother choose not to come back after the shooting, I will cut your throat." Once they arrived in the Bahamas, Maria cried to everyone how concerned and how threatened she felt, but no one listened to her. Once the filming was complete, Judith and Maria stopped to rest at the home of Maria's brother, Joseph Weldon, and his daughter, Eve Reitz. After 2 months of waiting, the impatient Joseph tracked them down there, and threatened Judith over the phone, saying, "Remember what I said before you left." At the moment, Judith dropped the phone and ran to the bedroom within tears, with Eve, also crying, following her. The following morning, Judith and Maria returned home. As the abuse worsened, the abuse spilled out in front the neighborhood. One neighbor, who asked not to be identified, recalled when Maria came home with a beautiful new kite for Judith. As Judith looked at her kite, Joseph snatched it from Maria's arms, and Judith hysterically said, "You're gonna break it. You're gonna break it." Joseph then sneered at his wife and neighbor, "Look at her. She's just a spoiled brat who just won't share her toy." He then broke the kite into tiny pieces. Because of her problems at home, Judith developed nervous habits, gaining weight, pulling out her eyelashes and plucking her cat's whiskers, which disturbed her agent, Ruth Hansen. In May 1988, after breaking down in front of Ruth during a singing audition for All Dogs Go to Heaven, Ruth ordered Maria to take Judith to a child psychologist. After just one single session, the psychologist reported Judith to the Child Protective Services. Maria felt that they weren't doing anything, so she decided to drop the investigation, assuring the child abuse investigators that she had everything under control. As Joseph became fully obsessed with cleanliness, Maria stopped cleaning the house, which disgusted Aggie, who came to visit, as they later cleaned up the house. Maria decided that she and her daughter will move to a panorama city in an apartment so she and her daughter would be safe from Joseph 24 hours a day. Her friends urged her to move on with the plan, but Maria refused because she didn't want to lose the house and the belongings. One day, Joseph followed Maria and Judith to the apartment, and asked her why was she taking some of the furniture. She just told him that she was giving them away to some friends. Maria later filed a divorce case, and later Joseph eventually discovered Maria's plan to move out and divorce, and Judith seeing a psychologist. Furious, he decided to get rid of Judith once and for all. On the morning of Monday, July 25, 1988, 10-year-old Judith was last seen riding her bike in the neighborhood. In the middle of the night, Joseph snuck into his daughter's room with a .32 caliber pistol, and shot her in the head while she was sleeping. Maria heard the loud gunshot and ran out of her bedroom, and was greeted by Joseph, who shot her too. Joseph wandered alone in the house for just nearly 2 days. On the night after he killed them, he spoke to Ruth Hansen on the phone claiming that he intended to move out for good, saying that a car just picked up Judith and Maria, but needed more time to say goodbye to my little girl. The following morning, he poured gasoline and set fire on their bodies, causing the whole to burn, and went into the garage, and shot himself in the head with the same gun he used to kill his family. A neighbor, Eunice Staley, who was watering her plants, heard the loud bang next door, called 911, thinking, he has done it. He killed them and set fire to the house. Judith, Maria, and Joseph were found dead by the firemen. On Tuesday, August 9, 1988, Judith and Maria were buried in an unmarked grave at the Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills. Judith's marker says, in memory of the lovely Judith Eva Barsi 1978-1988, our concrete angel yep. Yep. Yep, while Maria's reads, in memory of Maria Agnes Barsi 1940-1988, wind beneath Jeb's, Judith's initials, wings yep. 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 Her favorite role was Ducky from The Land Before Time, 1988, while Anne-Marie from All Dogs Go to Heaven was her final role. She didn't live to see either film, as both were released posthumously. Barsi's final film, All Dogs Go to Heaven, in which she provided the speaking voice of Anne-Marie, was released in November 1989. Don Bluth, the director of The Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven, described her as absolutely astonishing. She understood verbal direction, even for the most sophisticated situations, and he intended to feature her extensively in his future productions. The end credits song Love Survives was dedicated in her memory. And, that's a tragic story about Judith Barsi. I don't know what I have to say in this video. But to anyone who hates this child actress, that's fine, your opinion will be respected as long as you respect mine. Or if you like this child actress, then I agreed with you guys. Make sure you liked, comments, and subscribe from my channel. Anyways, that's all the time I have to say in this video. Until then, this is TMD the Sesame Street Fan 2004 AVGCPAUTTPNODD signing off now.